Hi writers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay Ewing and I'm a writer. Hopefully you're here because you're a writer too and you're trying to figure out how to do this thing we call writing. So before we get started today, don't forget like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more content from me. We are in the last stage of my writing process. So we have done planning, we have done plotting, we have done outlining, and now here we are at drafting. Great, it's time to start writing. How do we do that? Let's go back over what we've done so far. So in planning, we decided what novel we were going to write. We wrote down all our ideas. In plotting, we got them all together and sorted them into scenes. And then in outlining, we wrote down everything about those scenes that we could remember. So now it's time to start writing. Where do you start? The answer is anywhere you want. Some people are great at starting at the beginning and telling the whole story linearly. I am not one of those people. That's usually where I start because that's what I have in my brain. But I can hop all over the place and write like the wind on all types of subjects that are not even part of my story. So that is why I'm breaking drafting down into 3 different steps. The first one is what I call a zero draft, and I didn't come up with that. You can look that up. Plenty of people have different definitions of it. But my definition is writing down every little thought in your head for as long as you can, as much as you can, all the words that you can, even if those words are just, I can't do this, this is garbage, when will it be over? Sometimes you have to write those things out to get them out of your head and onto paper so that the other thoughts that you have about writing can flow. A first draft is when I take all the pieces from the zero draft that make sense and are part of my story and I put them in order. So I might have started at the end of the story or in the middle of the story, and now it's time to go back and put everything that I've written in order to make sense of it. The second draft is when I put those things in order and actually run them together to where they make sense. This is still not a readable draft for anybody but me. That is saved for the third draft. The third draft is when I actually go through line by line and make sure everything says exactly what I want to say. And then it's ready for my beta readers. So drafting for me is a long process. It can take months and it has taken years for me to get to a third draft point. So once again, the zero draft is writing all the words down into one document that's going to be your complete story. Once you're finished with that, give it some time. I suggest a month or 2. Then hit your first draft, which is putting everything in order. Sometimes it's easy to use some software for these, and I can get into those later if you're interested in what kind of those software I use to work my first drafts in. Second draft is reading through it and making sure it's a coherent story. And the third draft is where you get it as perfect as you possibly can so you can send it to your beta readers. Right now is the perfect time to begin writing your zero draft because it's November and that means it's NaNoWRIMO season, which if you know me, you know is one of my favorite times of year. So I hope you will join me on that. NaNoWRIMO.org has all the information on that program. It is completely free and you can find me and be buddies. I'll put my username in the description. And in honor of NaNoWRIMO, I'm going to do 2 live write-ins this month instead of my recorded write-in. So look for those on the 15th and the 30th. Thanks and happy writing.